So we'll start the class today. It is very important to understand the awareness because this is really, really important, that awareness is not totally empty. Now, some of you have come to see me and have asked me if I'm meditating, is that a place of emptiness? No, it is not a place of emptiness. When the mind can go into a certain stage before you start meditation, that you are not preoccupied with your thoughts, and the thoughts are still there, but you are no longer inviting and entertaining the thoughts, but you do have to take another step back. It's almost like all the emails and the content of the computer is there, but then when you totally take them out, there's a screen itself as a saver is there. But if you really see, taking a step back, your awareness should be whether the documents are there on the screen or not. So you are more of a stage of awaken, and it is very important. Hi, Alana. So this is the part that I really need to emphasize on. Now, remember your personality, your personal story, your identification cannot find the space of enlightenment. What we are trying to do is we are trying to liberate from our personalities. Even if we wanted to come into the personality, we are in the place of liberation because we are not reacting to the situation anymore. Now, I woke up this morning around 3 o'clock and I could sense my mind is totally in the stage of reaction because certain things are going on, and I was giving and having a conversation totally, but on that total conversation, I was still aware of that myself itself is engaged. Now, in the whole universe, this happens in the energy level. There are place and space of totally awareness, and then the places of desires, and all these energies work. When you think that when you're thinking a thought, the energy field doesn't change, it does change. Now, positive or negative does not matter, it does change. Of course, positive thoughts will bring the attraction to positive things, does not mean the negative things are bad. So saying that, I want you to find a place of more of a liberation, more of an overflowing, more of not suppression, but the expression, but it's more aware of it. So saying that, now very gently take a deep breath in and try to sit in a place of comfort where you feel that you're taking a break from doing. Even you are having a consciousness, this body is going to see things, feel things, hear things, taste things, but you're aware of that. So I will move the camera towards Darren. So now taking a deep breath in and very gently allow the spine to be elongated, chest to be open, and very gently bring that head into the back a little bit. So it's not tilting forward or tilting backward. And very gently, you can breathing into a deep breath of the count of 5 and holding the breath of a count of 5 and breathing out even more to a count of 8. In that level, you could see that you're allowing the body to release that activation of holding this. So you can drop the shoulders a little bit. Now you can very gently, while you're breathing, you can elevate the space of the heart very gently. And now you could see in that very moment, you're releasing yourself from the space of the tentacles of the mind. Now you're experiencing this space absolutely through that place of awareness. Now, in this place, do you need to add anything, or there is totally inner completeness? Now, even if you're in a relationship or you have a thought with another emotion, you could see that it shares the space, but not your want and not the other person's want. And there is an overflowing of energy, whatever the thought that you have preoccupied yourself. Now, instead of two persons, it becomes a space of oneness. But we have left each individualities for their own self. So no one has to follow me. No one has to be me. Because we can allow things to be present. But in the meantime, we don't have to occupy onto that place or deceive. So when people say that I'm not lonely because I have somebody else, who is this somebody else? Is your personality has found another personality of someone and replaced it as somebody? Place should be occupied by nobody. Now shoulders roll back. Very gently take a deep breath in, breath out, twisting the spine onto the left side. Very gently, opening up that brain hemisphere, very gently coming into the space of meeting your self-awareness, breathing in back into the center, change the leg formation. I'm breathing out to the other side, twisting the spine to the other side. So now you could see all these dualities are coming into a place of oneness. So there's nothing alone now or lonely. When you're in the relationship, you feel miserable because there's two. Breathing in back into the center, shoulders relax, chest open, elevate the heart. Observation is very important because you're guiding a body which has been passed with pleasures and pain. Now very gently take a deep breath in, breathe out into a seating cat. Very gently collapse that spine that related to so-called somebody. This is where the spine, the muscle, has changed the energy of flowing into a misery. Breathing in, push the belly into the front, tongue roll up onto the upper palate, almost stretch that tongue onto the upper palate that you're extending the spine into a cow. Now very gently coming to the space of the third eye. I have done these classes previously, so please visit them to have more clarification into the practice. Breathe out, collapse the spine, now pull the anus in, pull the navel back, hold that throat into a bandha. Not too much, just very gently. Observe what happens. Breathing in, tongue roll up, shoulders roll back, breathing in properly. Into the space of oneness. So now we are coming from the gloomy, the sadness, the miserable part. Breathe out, anus lock, navel lock, throat lock into the space of a seated cow. Now you can see the ugliness is moving out from the practice. Loneliness coming together, bring a sense of completion. There is no exploitation going in the sacredness. Shoulders relax, coming and a natural elongation to the spine. Now take a deep breath in, very gently bringing the left leg into the back. Shoulders roll back. Now elevate the space of the heart. Now this is a pigeon pose, so if it is harder for you, I understand. Adjust yourself, shoulders roll back. Now take a deep breath in, breath out, very gently drop the elbows and walk those palms. Now I can see some of your left hips are too much lift up. So very gently tilt the hip and very gently opening up that space of the hip and palms facing up. Very gently allow the practice to be more yin so that the deception doesn't go far in the body. So everyone have a great thought, great intention to create certain things, but they don't have the capacity to maintain it. So in most of the relationships, within the idea of a relationship, idea of creating something, the honeymoon is ending. And then the contract of the marriage also ends. So I don't want you to go into this temporary illusion. So now very gently allow your energy, whatever you call awakening, love, God, is to transform from that loneliness into the aloneness. Just content with that space that you're maintaining. Palms facing down very gently, breathing in and coming back. Shoulders relaxed, chest open into a plank. Now stronger on the plank, stronger on the pelvic floor. Back of the head lift up. Now very gently drop the knees. Stretch the spine into the back. Palms facing up. Shoulders relaxed. Drop that glutes onto the heel and allow that body to take the transformation of the posture. Try not to feel anything into the body or to the mind. Try not to compete with the processes. You're just on the space of in the being mode. That's what I am saying. The awareness is even in the movement. Awareness is also when it is stopping the movement. So the awareness, the awakened stage of the mind is moving totally free. Free from what? Free from judgment, free from competitiveness, free from the profit. Now palms facing down, crawling and bringing the chest onto the floor. Now very gently drop the belly. Now if you point the toes out and a mat width apart, toes out, and drop the heels inward, now elbows onto the floor. Now this is called Makarasana. So take a deep breath in, very gently lift up the chest. Now this is very good before moving into the Bhujangasana, the snake. But what you're doing is shoulders roll back and very gently holding the strength from the back. So this is great for the digestion. Breathing in. Now when you're ready, take a deep breath in and drop the elbows onto the floor, feet together. Now bring the palms into the back where the elbows are. Now elbows pointing into the back. Most of you are pointing the elbows out. If you point the elbows out, your shoulders are going to climb up to the ears, and we don't want to do that. Now take a deep breath in, breathing in into a gentle cobra. Now elbows are not totally extend. Shoulders relax, chest open. Now start breathing in. Now to bring this posture into a place of working on the back, it's best to lift up the palms from the floor. So you really have to use the back. Now, breathing in, palms do not touch the floor. Gently lift up the palms and strengthen the lower back, but creating space. Now take a deep breath in, breath out, and relax onto the floor. Forehead onto the knees. Now very gently, that moment that happens, if you struggle, but it's totally free. Now you need to come into the practice that you're totally free. When you're totally free from the past event, it gives you much, but not as a need. It gives you much, but not as a bargain, not as an achievement, nothing. Now, very gently, palms onto the chest level. Now, breathing in into up phase. Now, in the up phase, your hips are lifted up from the ground. So there are three things: Makarasana, Bhujangasana, and up phase. Now, very gently, breathe out towards the down phase. Bend the knee, very gently coming back. Now, spread those fingers, and all part of the palms are touching the floor. Elbows are slightly extended. Now, toes very gently lifting up from the heels, bending one knee at a time to release the tension, and very gently warm up onto 6 deep cycles of breathing while you're holding this posture of the down phase. Breathing into the count of 5, holding the breath into the count of 5, breathing out a bit more longer. Shoulders relax. See where you're holding any tension to create this body. So don't destroy the space of the awareness. Be totally respectful of that. Observe your individuality. Now very gently take a deep breath in, left foot into the front as the pigeon pose. Shoulders relaxed, chest open. Now the hip is stabilized. It is not tilting into a side. Shoulders and chest is open. Breathing is observed. Thoughts are observed. Nothing personal. So there is a sacredness. There's a holiness in this practice because you're not interfering in it. And you're not trying to intrude this space. So you are co-creating with the universe now. Now take a deep breath in, drop the elbows, walk the palms into the front, palms facing up, shoulders relax. Very gently, you're coming into the space of independence. Independent from the mind, independent from the body, independent from the breath, but yet they are all in your watch. People are very scared of this place of independence. When people are also scared when people have this liberation, because when people have this liberation, people feel that they cannot be friends with the others because the others don't need them. It's the same thing. For a mind, liberated place is quite scared. It's almost like suicidal for the mind. Oh my God, I have keeping your memory. I have keeping your likes and dislikes. Now you suddenly letting me go. Observe if that is happening for you. Now take a deep breath in, gently coming back. Shoulders relaxed, chest elevated. Remain independent. Remain plank. Strong on the pelvic floor. Back of the head. Now observe the conflict, observe the struggle. Drop the knees, Take a deep breath in, push the hips into the front. Breathe out, push the hips into the back, palms facing up. Now, real realization does not hold you into a discipline of a religion, discipline of the yoga, or this, or the discipline of the marriage, discipline of the right citizen. It allows you freedom. Not only allows, it strengthens your freedom. Anything has destroyed freedom is not awakened. I don't know what they call it in these times. I don't want to go into names. So your realization, freedom, abundance, God, love, whatever the nature, they all go together. Now take a deep breath in, palms facing down, crawling and bringing the chest into the front. Keep that bum up to strengthen that space. Now drop the belly, soften the hips, side to side. Now breathing into a Bhujangasana. Now you can go to a Purna Bhujangasana, but it is all carrying from the back. Nothing to push your arms down and too much of force in the arms to lift up. This is not good for the lower lumbar back. But if you're strengthening from the back, then it's okay. Now take a couple of deep breaths and elevate the space of heart, shoulders dropped. Now very gently look up to the ceiling. Now very gently take a deep breath in, drop the elbows onto the floor, and your third eye landing on your hands. Very gently, just that space is liberated. And once you totally yourself, you feel grateful for your practice. And when you're grateful for the practice, you're grateful for everything that made you free. But there is nothing, even to the practice of yoga, meditation, there is no possessiveness. There is no jealousy, there is no struggle for power, there is no politics in your practice today, there is no manipulation in your practice. There is no so many thousands of things. Now that is what I call a liberated mind. Now take a deep breath in, arms stretching to the back, clasp hands in the back. Now I'm going to see whether you have practiced the Bhujangasana correctly. Now feet together if you want to, otherwise feet apart is also okay where your tightness is at. Now take a deep breath, extension to the elbows, lift up from the lower back, middle back, and the upper back. Up, breathing in, coming up, coming up, coming up, coming up. Now very gently holding on to the ankles and lifting up. Now this is called Dhanurasana, a bow pose. Now very gently heel closer to the buttocks. Give a good pressure onto the sole of the feet with your thumbs. Most of people are holding onto their liver meridian. Now very gently let go. Now allow the head to turn onto a side that it wishes to move. So very gently that head is turning into a side that is to be integrated into the body, integrated to the breath, integrated to the movement. Now there is a uniqueness. Change the head onto the other side. Now, in this place, this space that you are working with, you could see suddenly you start growing. Your mind is expanding into the fullest growth. Heart is going into the space of unconditional love. Now your thoughts are not conditioned in the love, conditioned in the realization. Now breathing in very gently, palms onto the chest level and coming into an up phase. You're totally lift up from the hips. You're pulling away from the gravity and you're not gravitated towards the floor. You're pulling the body and your shoulders roll back and breathe out towards the down phase. Shoulders relax and your chest open on the down phase. Your fingers are spread properly. Your head and neck is not doing the posture. So now take a deep breath in and your left leg up into the back. Give a good rotation to the left foot. Left knee to the left chest. Breathe out, come forward, come forward. Breathing in, stretch back. Left knee to the left elbow, breathe out, come forward. Breathing in, stretch back. Left knee to the right elbow, breathe out. Twist. Breathing in, stretch back. Left foot into the front. Now very gently, arm stretch into the back, interlacing the fingers. Try not to hunch the back. Breathing in, arms raise onto the crown. Now 6 deep cycles of breath, movement in the hands, movement in the arms, shoulders relax. Now very gently take a deep breath in, arms raised onto the crown. Palms onto the pranam position. Now the front knee bent. Now take a deep breath in and twist the spine to the left side. Now very gently, right armpit is landing on top of that knee or higher than the knee. And now, if this is uncomfortable and your rib cage is hurting, then very gently drop that back knee onto the floor and right arm onto the floor and left arm reaching up. This way, you don't take the whole force of the posture and you're working with the digestion, you're working with opening up the middle back, upper back. Now take a deep breath in and very gently breathing in through the left nostril while you're holding that posture into the third eye, breathing out through the right nostril. Just imagine breathing in through the right nostril into the third eye, looking up to the left nostril, releasing. Now left arm reaching into the back, touch the floor. Now bring both palms to the right side. Now push the hips into the front and into the back. And once you have opened the right groin, drop the elbows onto the floor and walk those palms. Now, if this posture is too hard, then very gently use a bolster to open it up. But it's very important, especially the males, hold their attention in the groin and in the back of the shoulders. So it is very important our emotions finding a way, because you might just say it's an emotion of a thought, but thoughts holds parts of the body because it's an energy field. And it's a crime against the body to do that. Polluting a body through an emotional charge. So there is no longer sacredness. Now very gently take a deep breath in, walk those palms back into the body, holding onto the front knee, shoulders relaxed and chest open. Try to stabilize the posture. Now Garudasana, right arm on the top. Now take a deep breath in and use that thumb to touch the third eye and just massage it on a circular motion, the space of the Chidakasha. So coming to the practice, not so much about a wanting, but in a space of remembering the imprisonment for, and very gently moving into that sacred ground of your practice, or you're going into the highest, purest, holiest space of the practice. Be alert. Now, in this part, you're moving into the invisibility. So drop all the impurities that are in the space of visibility. Now stroke the third eye up to the crown, spread the wings wider and touch the floor into a strong plank. Now very gently, left knee onto the floor, right arm reaching up to the ceiling. Now take a deep breath in, breathing in, looking up to the right, in through the right nostril, into the third eye, out through the left nostril. In through the left nostril, into the third eye, out through the right nostril. Keep alternatively breathing. Right arm reaching into the back, touch the floor. Now very gently drop both knees onto the floor. Give a rotation to the hips to awaken the digestion. Wider rotation to the other side, so that things that have been holding on your liver, spleen, pancreas, kidneys, in the space of the genital areas, now you can release these tension or energies that are created by certain level of a lust, certain level of a greed. Onto the other side. Push the hips into the front, push the hips into the back, palms facing up, releasing the tension, and very gently coming into the space of now. Every thought is an energy. Now you can observe even simply meditating is an energy. So you can observe the divine in all things. Divine in all things. Even the negativity is a pointer, and you have to see the reference to its divineness. Now palms facing down, crawling and bringing the chest into the front. Breathing in into an up face. Shoulders relax and chest open. Breathe out towards the down face. Head down, neck down, totally relaxed. Shoulder blades spread. Back of the neck relaxed. Ground yourself. Those fingers need to be spread. Your toes need to be spread. 6 deep cycles of breath while you're in there, opening up the posture, getting that alignment correct, the climax correct, the crescendo. Now you could see that you will not be of the earth. It will not be on the dimension of the world and the perception of the world. It will be a beingness, experience, a merging of a soul, mingling with the truth. Now take a deep breath in, right leg up into the back. Rotation to the right foot, right knee to the right chest, breathe out. Breathing in, stretch back, right knee to the right elbow, breathe out. Breathing in, stretch back, right knee to the left elbow, breathe out. Breathing in, stretch back, right foot into the front. Take that step. Take that step. Now, when you take the step, observe your feet is not clinging into the earth. It is just moving through the earth. Arms stretched into the back, interlace in the fingers. Don't hunch the back, chin up, back of the head, pull back, create the space on the neck. Arms raise onto the crown. 6 deep cycles of breath. Pull the belly in slightly on the out breath. Breathing in, observe the existence of the 2 breath. Merge the 2 breath, merge the poses while you're breathing in, space, breathing out, space. So allow the energies to come into the space of purity. Now it's purified so much your awareness, it's almost like a space of the sun, nothing else. Impurities are burning away, disappearing, appearing only the truth to see the clarity properly. Palms onto the Namaskar position, sit deeper, show me the hip square, your left hip is too back, pull the right hip back. Now take a deep breath in. Bend the front knee a little bit, not to go past the ankle, but twist the spine on the out breath onto the right side. Now, let's say you are forcing these postures. Forcing is very ugly. Forcing a relationship is ugly. Forcing a partner is ugly. Forcing a desire is ugly. So let's find the liberation of this posture. Left arm reaching down, right arm reaching up. Breathing in through the right nostril into the third eye, out through the left nostril. Breathing in through the left nostril into the third eye, out through the right. Now you can drop the back knee to support the posture if you're fighting with the posture. Now you are coming into the space of yourself, of awaken. You're tired of your personality. You're bored with your personality. So you are not holding into anything to get your boredom out. Your awakened state should take care of that. Now very gently drop the arm onto the floor and very gently move the arms onto the left side. Warm up the hips and drop those elbows and coming into a place of your being through the posture. Movement without the movement, both your being yourself. Now the wantings and the needings and all that is disappeared. You're quite comfortable with this space. Shoulders relaxed, just open. Now there is so much beingness is coming into the practice. Now in that space of that beingness, you're sharing. You have to give. Whatever is like the rain, it's overflowing, it has to flood. I'm not saying flooding as a negative thing, because some of you hold my teaching word by word, so language only have limited skills. Your awareness does not need language. I mean, whoever accepts your gift, you will feel grateful that person is accepting it, or a situation is accepting it. Breathing in very gently, coming back, holding onto the front knee, shoulders relaxed and chest open. Now stabilize the posture. Now take a deep breath in, Garudasana, left arm on the top, third eye very gently stroking deeply. You're becoming that you are. You're becoming more and more meditative. You're becoming more and more subtle quality of silence and entering into you. You're becoming, thoughts are disappearing, gaps are appearing. You're falling into this space of satori, samadhi, silence. Not because of me, you are touching your own depth. You're in the correct path. You're loving in that space. Now very gently stroke the third eye, spread the wings, touch the floor into a plank. Right knee onto the floor, left arm reaching up to the ceiling, clench and unclench, breathing in through the left nostril, into the third eye, out through the right, in through the right, into the third eye, out through the left. Now in this place, you cannot fight with your darkness directly, but your darkness is also most important part of your realization. Because it is part of us, but just simply absence of the light in those areas. Left arm reaching into the back, touch the floor. Drop the knees, push the knees onto the floor. Now give a good rotation to the hips to open up that space of the digestion. So what we did is we are not pushing our darkness away. We are coming and lighting a little bit of light to dispel it. So you have to work for the space of that realization to bring the light into the situation. Now, if you're going through a tremendous level of depression or anxiety or fear, just bring a little bit of light into it today. Wide rotation to the other side. Now stretch the spine into the back. Now you're experiencing, you have experienced all the dark things in your life. But the practice is also bringing that space of the candle, the light. And there is a space that is strengthening very gently. So being not enough is enough. Being lonely is now transforming. Being in the place of dark is transforming. Being in the space of anxiety and fear is transforming. What it lacked was the absence of the realization. So when we have fear, we want to cling into something, somebody, entertainment. And just to hold on to the illusion that you have holding on to something. But when you know you are holding, even the pain that you're holding and clinging is now disappearing. Palms facing down, crawling and bringing the chest into the front. Drop the belly, soften the hips, breathing in into an up face. Breathe out towards the down face. Shoulders relax and chest open. Drop the knees. Bring that palms a little bit back and coming into a cat pose. Very gently open up and elevate the spine. Drop the belly, tongue roll up onto the upper palate. Breathe out. Breathing in. Cat and cow. Breathe out into the space of the cat. Now into a neutral spine. Now left arm reaching up to the ceiling. Clench and unclench, left arm reaching under the right armpit and drop the shoulder blade onto the floor. Now your right arm can reach up to the ceiling or into the front, onto the floor or to the sacrum. I'm going to make this opportunity that has raised in the space of understanding. Now, whether you are into addiction of gambling or drugs or whatever it is, that illusion can give you a certain level of solace, but it cannot create the reality so that all that fear disappears. It only does is it represses the fear, it represses the anxiety, it represses the addiction. So on a surface, when you're taking this or doing this, you will feel great, but you will not, at least I know you're trying to feel good, but you're pretended to feel good to yourself. Some people come and say, I had some good time with my friends and I laughed and I drank. How wonderful. But tomorrow morning, they are again miserable. I want you to bring that light into the illusion so you can see behind it. There is a pain in the heart because the heart knows perfectly well that tomorrow things may not be the same and they are not the same. But the realization, bring that heart into that space of alignment. Gently coming out of the posture, completely breathe out to a cat and very gently releasing that tension from the spine. Breathing into the space of the cow, drop the belly, tongue roll up. We are constantly in the space of changing. Breathe out. Same spine moving into the cat. Same spine moving into the cow. Change, everything will change. Perhaps on the long run, you will understand one day that it was good that it was changing, that it did not listen to your personality. Breathe out. Now very gently take a deep breath in. Right arm reaching up to the ceiling, clench and unclench. Right arm reaching into the back under the armpit. Shoulder blades drop, relax. Tension, relax. Opening up that space. And very gently coming into this understanding that if something has disturbed you and your desire, don't take it personally. It will only take little time if you are patient with little time to realize this, whether it's taking time to end a class, but realization of the space that we are connecting to each other. So now if you're looking to fill gaps, this is a very important part. Leave the gaps open. Allow the lessons to go deeper. And stop asking for permanence, things to be permanent. Take a deep breath in, very gently coming back. Shoulders relax, chest open. Coming back from what? Coming back from the desires that you now simply understanding all these things are fabric of life. Now very gently push the hips into the front and then stretch the spine into the back, into the child pose. Now you have to understand to go deeper. Today is a whole day not to create illusions. They are not going to help you. You can see the whole social media is full of illusions, getting people to run this way, that way. And the whole world is in a space of chaos. So today is not to make any significant statements. Everything change, everybody change. You cannot rely on anybody. So just the trust should be on the awareness, nothing else. Now very gently waking up the spine one vertebra at a time, coming into this realization of the experience of the class, experience of the life and its realization. Now very gently take a deep breath in, stretch the legs into the front, give a good shake and release the domination of the static from your pose, because you might have conflicting thoughts holding in the patterns of the body. And this is a great time to release the tension, release the illusion, and allow the body to feel by the breath, by the sense of the truth. Shake the arms, release the tension of the fingers. Now very gently take a deep breath in and bring in the knees onto the chest. Now chin up, back of the head relaxed, arms raised onto the crown, feet stretch up, 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 pelvic floor engage. Breathe out, knees to the chest. Breathing in. Again, stretch the legs up on the in-breath. Breathe out, knees to the chest. Breathing in. Stretch the legs up. Breathe out, knees to the chest. Breathing in. Stretch the legs up. Eyes gaze onto the toes. Eyes gaze onto the toes. Breathe out. Breathing in. Breathe out. Breathing in. Hold the position for 5 more counts. 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees to the chest. Completely breathe out. Now very gently rock the spine into the front and into the back and lie down on the floor. Shoulders relax and chest open. Rock the spine right back, and then very gently feet closer to the buttocks onto the floor. Now we are coming into the bridge pose. Now tuck the tailbone under, arms stretch onto the side of the hips onto the floor. On the breath out, very gently taking the tailbone, lifting up the tailbone, and then the thoracic spine and the cervical spine on the out breath. Up, up, up. Don't contract the hamstrings. Contract the glutes if you cannot hold the pelvis or the hips. Now take a deep breath in, breath out. Very gently from the top end of the spine, you're dropping Very gentle, nothing else. Very gently. Everywhere you are with that vertebra by vertebrae. Once you have fully landed the spine, take a deep breath in, very gently peeling off, tucking the tailbone under, lifting up again. Breath out very gently, coming down. Now very gently coming down. Knees to the chest, become aware of thoughts, become aware of the realities, become aware of the experience. Now rock the spine and coming onto a seating posture. Becoming aware of the thoughts and its crowd. Become aware of your freedom from the fear of being lonely, freedom of fear of not having money, freedom of fear of not having a world, freedom of fear of all those things that you're going through. Now very gently stretch the neck onto the right side. Very gently keep those shoulders dropped. You don't need to feel it. I just want you to keep the gap. You don't have to put into anything into the gap. Back to the center, stretch the neck onto the other side. Back to the center. Take a deep breath in and twisting the spine to the left. Back to the center. Change the leg formation, twisting the spine to the other side. Breathing in, back into the center. Shoulders relax and chest open. Arms raise onto the crown. Very gently coming into the space of that completeness of the practice. I am whole. There is no need that I have to find somebody to complete me. Very gently bringing that energy onto the third eye. I have found my innermost center. Throat chakra. My words for today will come in the place of fullness. It is not empty. It is so full. Heart chakra. My heart is complete and it's so overflowing with the prana of life and its all beauties and benedictions of existence that once I have tasted in this practice. Navel, I'm releasing all my pain and allowing things to disappear, appear in the space of understanding. Muladhara, my energy of my lower chakra is now in a rhythm of tremendous sweetness, peace, joy, and bliss will be there. Arms raised back to the crown, cleansing the aura and the space of your reaching into this practice, centering this energy, completing yourself. Up to the crown, touch the floor. Now I have come into the realization. It is space of sharing, and I have so much to share. And when I share, there is no question of I have to cling into things. You flow with the existence. You flow with life and its change. Because it does not matter anything else. Gently coming out of your physical practice. Palms onto the Namaskar position in the self and its realization. Namaste. And I'll get Dasa to bring the camera to say goodbye to you. I'll say goodbye to Sylvia, and I'm going to see her next half an hour. And I will also quickly tell you how to work with your practice throughout the day. So practice is now beginning. The end of a physical practice is a beginning of a realization to the whole world today.